We're going to be working on the seat riser for the Hobie Passport. So this is what we're working with. This is the seat right here, and as you can see, I've done it already, and we're going to do it again, and I'm going to give you you know, all the dimensions. Essentially what it is we're just extending this bar. This bar is what connects to the kayak hull. We're extending it down, you know, by a distance of about this much. And you can adjust this how you want. I did about 4 inches. You know, some of you may want only 3 inches, maybe you want 5. I seem to like the 4 inches, so if you follow my dimensions that I'm going to give you, you're going to end up with about 4-inch difference. So you can adjust these pieces as you needed if you want less or more height. I'll leave the link to the video of where I got this idea from. This is not my idea, but I'm going to give you the dimensions, you know, give you how I do it. Try to simplify that video a little bit more on exactly how you can make it work. Really the most important thing is the distance between these two, and if you make them a little too close, it will actually interfere with the passport, with the way it sits. Obviously these T things are probably the more important part of this whole project, and sneaking them onto here is a little tricky. So you do have to be pretty precise with your measurements, and that's why I'm gonna do this video, because I think it's important to know the dimensions. So the first part you need is 1/2 inch PVC. This is 600 psi. Essentially this is sprinkler pipe. All this stuff is really sprinkler PVC, but I bought this at the hardware store, and it was a 10-foot section. So that's, you know, that's what I had. I had some left over on the last time I did it. And then here are the connectors you need. You're gonna need 4 T's, 4 elbows, and 4 snap T's. Alright, these are just pretty much the same thing as a T, but they have this opening here, which is key, so that you can snap it, you know, onto the bar here. Alright, so 4, 4, 4, and about an 8-foot section of this, and that's it. And then, you know, I'm gonna use a Sawzall for cutting the pipe. Make sure your teeth are like really tiny, right? And then this is the PVC cement that you use. You use a primer first, and then you put the PVC cement, and I'll show you how you do it. It's very simple, it really is. I'm not even that good at it, but you know, I'm gonna make a mess. You're gonna see. Sandpaper if you want. I found that, you know, some of these T pieces are pretty sharp, so I just sanded them down a tiny bit, just so I don't cut my legs on here. You know, because your legs are gonna be here sitting down, so you may want to do that. The first cut I'm gonna make is definitely gonna be this piece right here, because it's the most important. This is the one I go by. Alright, so it's got to be 8.5 inches. That's what I remember. So this piece is gonna dictate everything else. Let's make this 8.5 inches. You know, each piece that you make has about 3/4 of an inch of play inside here, right? This goes 3/4 of an inch. So you don't want to cut your pipe exactly to that line, because then you have no room. You want to cut about 1/2 inch. You know, you want, when you cut your pipes, you measure, you cut about like 1/2 inch here, so that you have play to go 1/4 inch this way, or a 1/4 inch that way, all the way. Yeah, this PVC is going to make a lot of mess, but yeah, just vacuum it up later. So you have your 2 pieces. look pretty good, both 8.5 inches. Of course, I'm going to put this all together and not glue anything down. Right? Make sure it's working properly first. Alright, so the next measurement was going to be this one. We're going to do this one. Right, so I want 16.5. 16.5, 32, 33. Okay, so we have our base. Alright, for the T to the elbow, you need no room at all. So we essentially are going to make a 1-inch piece of pipe, right? Because we're going to go 1/2 inch in on that side and a 1/2 inch in on this side. So these 4 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, are going to be 1 inch. Alright, let me attach the elbows. Alright. Now we just need to come up. So we're going to make these pieces right here. And then we attach the snap tees to them. That's it. If you want a 4-inch rise, if you want this to be 4 inches, then you're going to make this 2.5 inches. Okay? That's what I'm going to do again. I'm going to do 2.5 inches on these pieces. Now, if you want shorter, if you don't want to go that high, if you only want like 3 inches or so, then you're going to subtract, the amount. So if you want 3 inches, subtract that from 2.5. And so this piece will be roughly 1.5 inches. I don't recommend you to make this thing more than 5 inches or so, because you are going to start dealing with it being a little too high. So, but keep that in mind. Everyone's different. Everyone has a different feel. I think somewhere between 3 and 4 inches is probably what you want. And that's it for cutting this piece. So, if you want to know the exact amount, if you get a 6-foot piece, you're going to be good. Because I started with 10, I'm down to a little over 4 feet. So I used, a little under 6 feet. So you really only need a 6-foot, 1/2 inch pipe. So let's put this to the side. We don't need this anymore. Just attach these guys. And there you go. Now we just attach the snap tees. And there you have it. So I'm going to try and take this one off so that I can make sure it fits. Put this one on. So let's see if I can get this one off. it's detachable. So if you're not happy with it, and you know, say you decide to change your mind, you're like, you know, it's just too high, I don't like it. Well, you can just take it off. It's not permanent. I think it's gonna be a little tough to get it off, but I know you can take it off. And there, I broke it. Yeah, I knew that was a bad idea as soon as I picked up the screwdriver. Definitely don't try to do what I just did. Just use it by hand. Try to do it by your own strength. So yeah, definitely just be careful taking it off, because it will snap and then you're screwed. Okay. Again, nothing is glued down yet, so we have the ability to adjust. There's one. There's two. It's a little bent, but that's okay. This part's the hardest because the mesh is like in the way. I think for this part, it's easier just to attach this part around the mesh. Okay. Then you can do that one. Probably same goes for this side. Definitely requires some elbow grease. But it looks good now. Yeah. I think I'm happy with that. Oh yeah, we got it. 8.5. You want to make sure it's 8.5 to here. Because you'll see when we put it in the Passport, there's a piece that goes in between here, and if you get too close to it, it's gonna hit against it. So now we're gonna clear it. It's perfect. It's like hard to find when you want to start and stop because these things rotate, you know, like this. So it's like, how do you make sure it looks exactly like this when you put everything together? And so what I think is the best way is you tighten everything now. Alright, make sure everything is how you want it. And I'm going to mark everything. I'm going to mark here so that I line up. This is how you do PVC cement. It's pretty straightforward. You know, just make sure the surface is clean. You start with the purple, and then you put on the cement. And this dries like in 5 seconds. So, just wrap it around like that. See, just make a circle. And then do the inside too. And make a loop like that. That's it. Just do a little twisty. And that's it. This ain't moving. And so that's one. We can do this side now. So you just try to keep things organized to make sure so that my line is going to line up with that one. Now let's do this side. Yeah, you can only put the cement in one in that side too, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Oh well. I mean, I try to be as clean as possible, but it never works. Alright, so this is the critical one. Gotta make sure we get these two blue lines lined up. Okay, like that. This half could rotate on this half. So in order to protect that, you really need to be marking everything. So we're gonna mark here. This one I lay flat too. Let's start making it. I think I want to do it like this. I want to make this side first. I do want to mention that I don't think there's a right or wrong way in the sequence of how you attach these. So go ahead, by all means, try your own way. I just think that that first initial piece that I put together was important, and so I wanted to do that first. But everything else is really up to you. And, you know, attaching it to the snap tees at the end, which you'll see I'll do, I think is still the best way. So I would advise trying it that way, but again, I don't think you have to do it in any specific order. So I'm going to do these at the same time because I'm not going to be able to twist it. Okay. Fits. Glue them to the tees. Done. It looks pretty good. Looks pretty straight. So all that's left to do is put it in the kayak. It's the Passport 10.5. I believe the 12 has the same seat arrangement, but here's the piece that I was talking about. So you have to avoid this piece. See right there? And it's honestly a little tight. But it does fit. So it's got to be right there. Let's see like this. There you go. That's it. This one seems a little higher than the previous one I made. So just keep that in mind. And it does, but that's how the seat is. Let's put these on. So, yep, there you have it. All done.